My name is Andrew, and welcome to Rocket Future. Today we're covering Booster 7 rolling down Highway 4 from the launch site to the build site here at Starbase. I think it's likely that Booster 7 is still the plan for orbital launch, especially considering that they replaced 2 of the Raptor engines in it before removing it from the launch mount and getting it down the street. So we'll have to see what happens after this thing gets in the build site, but right now it's coming down Highway 4. We're going to get an absolutely beautiful view of it, rolling down the highway literally right next to us, basically. It'll turn into the build site right up here. So stay tuned for another 10, 15, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes for some beautiful shots of it. As you can see, there are people starting to set up along the side of the road. I'm checking my cam here to see if it's true. Yeah, you can see those people set up on the side of the road to document what's happening here. Just like I am, these people are here to just document a piece of history. This could be the vehicle that brings humans to Mars for the first time. It could be the vehicle that lands humans back on the moon since the Apollo era. Now, of course, Booster 7 isn't going to do that. It'll be Starship, which sits on top of Booster 7. But Starship can't get up to orbit and to the places like Moon and Mars without the help of Booster 7 lifting it up. And this truck better not block my view, bro. This is actually his domain and not my domain. So I don't really want to ask him to move. Thank you to that dude. From the top of the booster, we get the grid fins. So those black arms sticking out of the top are the grid fins. Those will turn and be used to angle the booster when it's coming back down to land, whether it's going to land propulsively in the ocean or try to be caught on the catch arms on the launch tower. Those work just like the grid fins on the Falcon 9. We see those every time the Falcon 9 comes back to land on the barge or at landing zone 1. And at the top of the booster, you kind of see all these lines. Those are basically just to reinforce the structure of the booster around that area, because it's one of the more sensitive areas. That is where the ship will sit on top of it. You see those same lines about halfway down the booster. Again, those are to reinforce that area of the booster. That is the area where the 2 domes of the tanks meet. So the liquid oxygen dome and the methane dome. So up top we have the methane tank. Down bottom we have the liquid oxygen tank. Those 2 tanks meet at the common dome in the center of the booster where all those lines are. Again, that's just to reinforce it. And then moving slowly down, you see the fins coming off the side of the booster. Those are what is called the chines. And actually, I'm noticing right now we have a great view of the Raptor 2 engines. Let's try to get you a view of that. We see those Raptor 2 engines right above that Sheriff vehicle. So there's 33 of those engines on that base of that vehicle, and those are going to be used to bring this thing up to deliver Starship up into orbit. So those are what make this thing happen. We are fully zoomed out. We are a little bit too close for a full shot of the booster. I'm going to adjust the camera that I was using for commentary so you can get a full shot there. Now, because these vehicles are getting close, you're starting to see some of the effects of a fisheye lens. So it looks like it's tilted, but right now I tell you that thing is not tilted. That is perfectly vertical. All right, so as you can see, crews are working on this expansion of the Mega Bay. We're not entirely sure what it's going to be used for. It might be to store Raptor engines before installation in the boosters and the ships that are in the Mega Bay. But yeah, we don't really know. We'll have to see. But yeah, I'll just do a little bit of an outro here while these crews are working on the Mega Bay. So thanks everybody for hanging out here today. This was a great rollback. Some awesome views. I think I got some awesome pictures. I'll be posting that up on my Twitter. But I just want to show you what's happening, and that's really it. So you guys can get excited about this stuff too. But this was awesome. This was a really awesome day. I'm glad I was able to get the stream up. I'm glad they did this today. One last pitch. I am doing a Patreon tier that every single month you'll get a physical postcard delivered to you from Starbase. It'll have an updated photo from Starbase that kind of gives an idea of what's happening. And on the back, it'll have some information about what's next at Starbase, what's happening at Starbase, some funny stories about what happens down here. So check out the Patreon, rocketfuture.org. Again, that is rocketfuture.org. At the bottom of that page, there's a bunch of links at the bottom. One of those links is the Patreon. Thank you so much, and I will catch you next time.